So, when you hear the name Yuvraj Singh, what comes to mind? For most of us, it's the cricket legend, right? The hero of the 2011 World Cup, the guy who famously hit six sixes in an over. But over the last decade, he's built something way more complex, a brand that's part philanthropy, part big business, and now part of a pretty serious controversy. Okay, let's get into it.
And that's really the big question we're digging into here. Beyond the celebrity and the incredible survivor story, there are all these other layers to Yuvraj Singh and his brand You We Can. Some are inspiring, some are super strategic, and some, well, they've become really complicated. So how do all these pieces even fit together?
To really understand the brand, you have to go back to where it all started. And it wasn't on a cricket pitch. No, it was with a personal battle that would completely change the course of his life. This quote, man, it gets right to the heart of everything. After he was diagnosed with and recovered from a rare cancer back in 2012, his whole perspective just shifted. This wasn't just about getting back to cricket anymore. It was about finding a brand new mission. And that new mission became the You We Can Foundation. I mean, the name itself is this powerful message of hope, born directly out of what he went through. This became the very first, and probably the most public, pillar of the whole brand. Now, the foundation didn't just have this vague goal of fighting cancer. It was actually super strategic, focusing its efforts on three really critical areas in India. Let's break those down. First up, breast cancer. And what you're seeing here really shows the scale of the challenge. A staggering 70% of cases in India are diagnosed at a late stage. That's huge. And it dramatically affects survival rates. So you see, it's not just a health problem, it's an awareness problem and an access problem. And this is how the foundation responds. They don't wait for people to come to them, they go directly into communities to offer free screenings and education. It's a direct, on-the-ground solution to that massive problem we just saw. All right, the second front they're fighting is oral cancer. And just look at that number, over 75,000 new cases every single year in India. To put that in perspective, that's nearly a third of all oral cancer cases in the entire world. It's an absolute crisis, and it's driven largely by tobacco use. So what do? Again, it's a very hands-on approach. They're mobilizing communities, holding awareness sessions, and running screenings in villages and towns, all to try and catch this thing early. It's all about bringing healthcare to the people who need it the most. And the third front is pediatric cancer. The gap you see here is it's heartbreaking. In high-income countries, more than 80% of children survive. But in India, that number can drop as low as 30%. And a big part of that is due to financial issues and just a lack of access to care. UWeekend's work also goes beyond just the treatment. They have this scholarship program designed to help young survivors get back into school and back on their feet. It tackles the educational and social challenges that come after long illness. So you can see it's a really holistic approach. So for years, this incredible charity work is what defined the You Weekend brand. But Yuvraj, well, he had bigger ambitions. He started looking to expand the brand's impact from the nonprofit world into the fast-paced world of venture capital. And this is the part of the story that I think flies under the radar for a lot of people. That same drive that built the foundation was about to be aimed at a completely different field. So in 2015, he launched You We Can Ventures. The whole idea was to take that same ethos of empowerment from his foundation and apply it to the startup world, funding new companies and, as he put it, creating jobs. And his portfolio is amazingly diverse, but you can kind of see a thread running through a lot of it. He's backing companies that aim to make life a little bit easier or better for the average person in India. From Healthy Ends bringing lab tests right to your door, to Easy Diner making it simple to book a table at a restaurant. This portfolio really established him as a serious player in India's tech scene. I absolutely love this quote because it shows a completely different side of him. The aggressive, six-hitting powerhouse we saw in the field is a cautious, really calculated investor off of it. He gets it. Business is a totally different game with a totally different set of rules. You might remember he titled his autobiography The Test of My Life, talking about his battle with cancer. But a decade later, the brand and Yuvraj himself are facing an entirely new and very public kind of test. So let's just recap the timeline. You have the survivor in 2012, then the venture capitalist emerges in 2015, and then in 2025, the story takes this sharp, really unexpected turn. Okay, here are the facts, just as they've been reported. India's top financial crime agency, the ED, has provisionally attached some of his assets, which basically means they've been temporarily seized. They're worth about 2.5 crore rupees, and it's all part of a money laundering investigation linked to an illegal betting app. The agency has officially labeled these assets as proceeds of crime.
And this right here, this is where it all collides. On one side, you have this incredibly powerful public image, the philanthropist, the savvy investor, the national hero. And on the other side, you have these incredibly serious allegations. It's a really stark and challenging contrast to see side by side.
So we're left with this massive question. The entire YuiCan brand was built on a foundation of trust, of resilience, of inspiration. How does a brand like that navigate a future where its founder is under federal investigation? This is a story that is definitely far from over.